Hello, I'm Lucy, and I write the website paperglitterglue.com, and I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little camper trailer. Um, it's made of cardstock and cardboard, and I painted it, but you could use scrapbook paper. The part you see down there is the actual basic structure of the little trailer, and it's made out of cardstock because it bends easier. There are score lines on the pattern, and if you will fold them before you put the little trailer together, your life will be much easier. I just used regular white glue to put this together. And I just smear it around a little bit to help the tabs adhere better to the side strips. You'll notice when I'm making it that the tabs go on the outside of the side strip, and we'll cover those up with a secondary strip later on. Apply a little bit of glue at the fold tab at the bottom of the side strip and adhere it to the bottom of the structure of the little camper. I'm kind of messy with glue, get it all over my fingers and stuff, but to help me hold the structure together, I use small pieces of painter's tape. I think when you're trying to make curves like this, painter's tape is a real help. So just get a little bit of painter's tape so your strip will be held in place very well. And then kind of bend the strip so that it has a curve shape on its own, and then adhere each individual tab to the side strip. Do one side at a time and use some painter's tape to reinforce your tabs. You could just hold them in place, but I find it kind of challenging to wait that long to hold each little tab down, so I just tear a bunch of little painter's tape to hold the tab while it's drying. And just kind of gradually work your way around the little camper trailer body. And I hope you can see that it makes it much easier if the tabs are on the outside rather than on the inside. I also put a hole in the bottom of the trailer so that you can put your finger in place to help it adhere. It's easier, especially for the second side. The first side is open, so you can get to both sides of the inside and outside of the camper, but that's not true when you try to adhere the other side of the camper trailer in place. Glue the bottom of the side strip down just like you did when you were starting out. And reinforce it with painter's tape as well. Now we'll get started on the opposite side and make it just like we did the first side. And if you need to apply pressure to help the tabs stay down better, you can put your finger inside the camper to do that. Now we're putting the second strip on. Just apply glue on the outside of the trailer and just slide it on, fold it according to the score lines, and put it on. You may need a little painter's tape here as well, but it makes the little trailer have a much rounder shape, and I think it's just easier to construct when you do the initial basic shape of the trailer to have the tabs on the outside, and then just cover them up with with an extra strip. And it also makes it a very sturdy little camper. I like my projects to last a long time, so that's why I sometimes over engineer things. These are the decorative pieces that go on the camper, and I like them to be made out of cardboard. Again, it makes the structure much stronger. This is the kind of zigzag color. And then the next thing to do is do the zigzag color on both sides. You could use scrapbook paper if you wanted to decorate it. All right, I wanted to demonstrate here that the base of the trailer is made from two pieces of cardboard. That's because the V-shaped extension, I guess it's the tongue of the trailer, whatever you tow it by, is kind of fragile. So I don't want it to bend. And so I add two layers of cardboard to make the base of the trailer. I've got this one's already glued together, and you can see how strong it is. So next we'll add the door. Now the door has an extra piece on the back so that it fits over cardboard easy. If you're using scrapbook paper, you don't need to do that, but I did that so that the door would be all one level. So there's an extra piece that helps you fit it perfectly on the little zigzag decorative cardboard piece, the blue part. Add a little bit of glue to the window. Smeared it, have to clean it off a bit. That always happens. It's actually easier to apply a little bit of glue on the back of the window as opposed to the window opening, as you can see. I'm using art glitter glue here. It's a relatively thin glue that goes on really easily, but it adheres quickly. It dries really fast, and it also doesn't tend to buckle your material. In other words, the paper material doesn't bend as much. It's much nicer. So it's a nice glue for something like this. When I'm doing things structural, I usually use a tacky glue, but for decorative things, paper to paper or paper to cardboard, I usually use art glitter glue. Okay, these are the little silver, I painted these silver, these little silver zigzag trim to go on the trailer, because that's what the inspiration trailer had, a little Shasta camper. And I have to trim it to fit on the side with the door. So I just made one piece, and you can cut it to fit your door. So there, that part of the trim is in place. Now I'm just going to cut a tiny piece to fit on the other side of the door. You could put the trim to go all the way across, but I didn't think it looked good, so I didn't do that. The other option is you could make a two-tone door. I think that would look good, but I didn't think of that when I was making it. Also, I was trying to make the camper as simple as possible to construct. So that is the front and the back side completed. Now we can adhere them to the little trailer base as well. So just apply a bunch of glue to the back of these decorative pieces. They also function as structure because they make each side strong. The little trailer ends up being very sturdy. And you can see how having the bottom open gives you a little more ability to apply some pressure and make things adhere easier. You can also use it to light up the inside of the trailer if you like. The light should go through the cardstock, should shine through the cardstock. You can use either 110-pound cardstock or 65-pound cardstock. I don't think it matters for this when you're making the base of the trailer. Okay, now let's adhere the back side of the decorative piece to the little camper. And once that is dry, you can adhere the trailer part. So once you've kind of got your sides stuck on pretty well, I think it's a good time to adhere the trailer in place. Remember, the tongue goes towards the front, the little V-shaped extension. So line it up between the two sides of your trailer. And now I'm going to adhere the little stand. It's a little square piece with flanges with little extensions that let you stick it on the bottom of the trailer, and it makes the trailer stand up straight. I painted it black so it doesn't really show up, but it performs an important function so that the trailer will sit properly. Then I'll adhere the wheels. Now the wheels actually help connect the base of the trailer to the body of the camper trailer too. So I apply glue on the back of the wheel and then stick it in place so that it overlaps the circular cutout on the trailer base. Sometimes it's a little tricky to do. And the wheel is composed of two parts. There's a center hubcap that I painted silver, and then I just do one layer of cardboard that's black. So only two wheels. Whenever you can make them stick. Tacky glue probably would have been better there, just because it's thicker and sticks better. I like Fast Grab, the tacky glue, Fast Grab, or Quick Dry. Those are two of my favorites. But the art glitter glue works. It's just a little thinner, and for something like this, which tends to be structural, it doesn't work quite as well. One important thing to note here is do not put the awnings on until the last thing. And the reason is they stick out. So if you have to do something like make sure your wheels are in place, they're just in the way. So the awning is the last thing to put on the little trailer, on your little tiny paper camper. And because this trailer is based on a Shasta trailer, Shasta's kind of famous for the wings, these metallic wings that they have on the back of the trailer. So I actually made them stronger. So I glued two layers together and painted them silver, just like I painted the trim and the hubcap silver. So lined them up so that your wings are in the same position on each side. I'm still fiddling with the wheel. One additional detail I didn't show in this film is I actually paint the, the, the side strips to match the decorative base. So I used a piece of masking tape and masked off the top of the camper so it would stay white, and then I just painted a blue strip to make the trailer look a little better. And finally, when you're done, the large awning goes on the back side where there are two windows. It's kind of folded along the score lines. It's got little scallops on one side and a support piece, a support line. That's where I apply the glue. And put it in place and just let it dry. If you don't mess with it, it won't slide around, but I kept messing with it and it kept sliding around a bit. So if you want to see more great crafts, you can go to paperglitterglue.com. And I'm Lucy. Y'all have a good day. Bye.